आयो श्री वृंदावन, श्री वृंदावन, श्री वृंदावन, जय श्री वृंदावन।
Today is the conclusion of our Yatra. Before I speak, I would like to offer a very auspicious benediction upon all the devotees. The association of His Grace Devamrit Prabhu. As you all know, Devamrit Prabhu is one of the senior-most devotees of Sri Radha Gopinath's temple. He was in a very high position as a manager of the Standard Chartered Bank of Calcutta, getting very high salary and promises of huge promotions. He's the only son of his family. But seeing the great need to spread the compassionate mission of Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya, he renounced a life which would have been full of opulence and prestige to become a simple brahmachari at Radha Gopinath temple. And in those days the temple was infested with rats. We only had one little small room. He is a person who is taken to the renounced order in a spirit of service and sacrifice. After some time, he became the temple president of Radha Gopinath Mandir. He performed that service for several years, and by his compassionate nature, his gentleman-like qualities, his erudite knowledge of Srila Prabhupada and our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, he really won the trust in the hearts of all of the devotees. He did historical college preaching and brought very great personalities into our movement. Devamrit Prabhu later on accepted the service of temple president of Belgaum. There was very serious problems taking place there, great crises, but he went and just revived the purity and the sanctity of the mission, and really won the faith and the trust of all the devotees to such an extent that it's one of the most wonderful growing projects of India. He also established the Venu Madhuri project where he's adopting villages and teaching them Krishna conscious life, simple living and high thinking. And hundreds and soon thousands and 10,000s may be chanting and becoming devotees in the rural villages of Maharashtra through this project. It's just starting an incredible community project in a farm area near Belgaum. And just as everything is about to explode with prosperity in preaching. Several of the senior-most members of our society requested him to come to Vrindavan to help the project here. And he was not willing or ready because he was very much fixed up in a service he has been developing for years. But in his spirit of selfless service, he's a person who wants no prestige, he wants no position, he just wants to serve his superiors with his heart and soul. So he accepted that position, and now he is presently co-president of Krishna Balaram Temple in Vrindavan. He did not canvass for this position. He was dragged into this position. Selfless service. This is real renunciation. Simply servant of the Vaishnavas, whatever way you want me to serve, I'm happy to serve. And we are very, very hopeful and prayerful that Devamrit Prabhu can do wonderful, wonderful things for Srila Prabhupada's Krishna Balaram Temple in Vrindavan. When Prabhupada was living at Radha Damodar Temple in those small rooms, very simple life, it was his dream to fulfill the desire of Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya Rupa Goswami, and his Gurudev Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur by taking Lord Chaitanya's teachings throughout the world. When he was on Jaladuta in the Arabian Sea, he wrote in his diary how so far away from Vrindavan I am, suffering deep separation from Govinda, Gopinath and Radha Damodar. But I am happy because this is the will of my spiritual master. Prabhupada was living in New York City in a poverty state, risking his life at the age of 70. But he was always dreaming of bringing his devotees to Vrindavan. In fact, in 1972, he invited his disciples from all over the world to Radha Damodar, where he spoke for 1 month on nectar of devotion. And he has written in his books how it was his great desire that devotees from all over the world of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness could come and be inspired by the atmosphere of Vrindavan and have the experience of pure unadulterated devotional service. And Prabhupada says, for this reason we have established the Krishna Balaram Temple. And Prabhupada really, really had to work and fight to build this temple. And he built it for the devotees all over the world. It is the one place in Vrindavan that Prabhupada wanted the absolute purest presentation of Krishna consciousness, the purest behavior, the purest etiquette of Vaishnavas, where people from all over the world and all over India could come and really understand what is Vrindavan. That was Prabhupada's dream. In one lecture, Prabhupada said, when I have 10 devotees who live in the spirit of the 6 Goswamis at Krishna Balaram Temple in Vrindavan, he said, that will be my glory. So this project is so very important to Prabhupada. It is his home. And we are so grateful and proud that Devamrit Prabhu has accepted the service of taking a prominent role in helping to make Krishna Balaram Temple all that Srila Prabhupada dreams that it will be. And So let us all, in our hearts, in whatever way we can, try to assist Devamrit Prabhu and the leaders of Krishna Balaram Temple in this most munificent of all projects. And at this time, we would like to ask Devamrit Prabhu to speak to us. Let us all offer our prayers for his successful endeavors by loudly chanting, please stand up so you can see them then. And let us offer our gratitude for his life of sacrificial devotional service at the lotus feet of Sri Guru and Gauranga by loudly chanting.
Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. To be in the personal association of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj can be one of the most ecstatic experiences and also one of the most difficult experiences. It is ecstatic when you participate in the yatras like the one we are presently undergoing, full of chanting, dancing, seeing the holy places, hearing Krishna's pastimes, experiencing the holy dham being revealed to our senses can be one of the most ecstatic experiences in our life. And if you happen to be a victim of one who has to be introduced by His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, then it's one of the most difficult experiences in life. I'm very honored that I have the pleasure to be in front of you today. Maharaj has given a very nice, succinct introduction about the importance of Vrindavan Dham, and all of you have been hearing in the last few days so many wonderful things about the Dham and the pastimes of the Lord that took place here. Srila Prabhupada explained that ISKCON Vrindavan, Krishna Balaram Mandir, is the heartbeat of ISKCON. It's the very heart of ISKCON. One can do without a leg or a hand. One could even be blind. But without a heart, no one can survive. And the heart is not just a physical organ. So Prabhupada said the heartbeat of ISKCON. It's the very life and soul of ISKCON. In the physical body, the soul resides in the region of the heart, and therefore it's the most important part of our body. But also represents something more subtle. Vrindavan, being the heart of ISKCON, is the very spirit, it's the very heart, it's the very soul of ISKCON. Just as the consciousness flows into the whole body from the soul through the medium of the blood. Similarly, devotees from all over ISKCON come to Vrindavan to get spiritually rejuvenated. And after being surcharged with spiritual emotions, with a deeper understanding of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, His associates, His pastimes and His holy names, they return to their respective places to continue the preaching mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is to spread the holy name, to spread love of Godhead to every town and village in the whole world. But in order that this may happen, the devotees need to come back to Vrindavan, to come back to Mayapur and recharge themselves, absorb the wonderful spiritual vibrations of the holy Dham, experience the Dham being revealed in all its sweetness, in all its merciful nature, and having been thus surcharged to go back to our respective places. This material world, as we all know, is not an easy place to live in, and the struggle for existence in this Kali Yuga is becoming more and more stringent, very difficult. And for those who are living in city life, whether as brahmacharis or grihasthas, life is very difficult. The struggles are very difficult. Going out to earn a livelihood, maintaining a family. For those who are brahmacharis, maintaining celibacy, maintaining purity, strictness in the midst of a contaminated atmosphere. All these things are extremely difficult. So one requires tremendous spiritual power. One requires spiritual rejuvenation. Vrindavan gives us that. This is Krishna's home, eternally. And therefore Srila Prabhupada also made it his home. He lived here for long years, preparing for his mission in deference to the instructions of his spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And when he left, he took Vrindavan with him. He established the mood of Vrindavan everywhere. And his dream, as Maharaj explained briefly before, was that Krishna Balaram Mandir should be the place that can serve the rest of ISKCON in such a way that every single ISKCON devotee who comes here will become so enlivened and rejuvenated that he or she will go back fully enthusiastic, surcharged to continue and expand the preaching mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all of us at Krishna Balaram Mandir are here at your service to enable you to experience the Dham better. We would like to express our great thanks to you, our heartfelt and sincere thanks to all the devotees who did such wonderful service for the Dham and for Krishna Balaram Mandir by doing this wonderful prasadam distribution. Not only was this prasadam distribution full of devotion, but it won everyone's heart because of the alertness, the speed, the dedication, the efficiency, the politeness, the courtesy, the love with which everyone served. Every single devotee who came here to take prasadam was going back glorifying all of you for your services as if he or she had 10 mouths. So this is really truly something wonderful, and we would like to thank you all once again from the bottom of our heart for this service. And we hope and pray that all the devotees will continue to come here every year to render this service to the Holy Dham. Because this was so dear to Srila Prabhupada and to Lord Krishna. Srila Prabhupada desired our ISKCON's Krishna Balaram Mandir to be a very wonderful place where devotees will want to come, would hanker to come every year, spend a few days here and go back. In order that we may do that, we also need some help. We need some blessings, prayers. All of you are already coming here every year and serving prasadam, serving the dham by chanting the holy name, by moving around the holy dham. It is such a powerful experience for even other devotees who come here to just see such a large number of devotees hearing and chanting together in such a devotional mood. So this in itself is also a very, very great service to the dham and also to the temple itself. Krishna Balaram Mandir is also in need of various other services that devotees may like to offer. Those of you who would like to come here time to time to render your physical services, to give your time and energy, you are most welcome. Various services are available here. And also, as you know, in this world to run anything, there is a great requirement of Lakshmi. Because without that these days nothing can happen. And at Krishna Balaram Mandir we have devised certain ways in which devotees from around the world can offer their seva to Krishna Balaram Mandir and Sri Vrindavan Dham. Apart from all the other ways in which devotees generally serve, we would like to see Krishna Balaram Mandir financially also very, very strong, so that all that Srila Prabhupada desired can be done. To create a wonderful spiritual atmosphere, to make it even better and better, to have wonderful facilities where devotees can come and stay nicely, where we can all serve the devotees in such a way that they have no difficulties. There are many things that can be done to make Krishna Balaram Mandir's service to all of you and to the rest of the ISKCON world better and better. One of the many services that can be offered, that we would request those who are able to come forward, is to help sponsor one day's activities and seva in Krishna Balaram Mandir. We have a scheme called Your Day in Vrindavan, where you may, on a day of your choice, sponsor that particular day's activities in Krishna Balaram Mandir year after year. You could offer the sum that is prescribed on that particular day every year. It could be for whatever purpose, in memory of a loved one, or on some auspicious day of your choice. And in this way, if devotees come forward and share the financial burden of Krishna Balaram Mandir, then that would go a long way in helping us to make Krishna Balaram Mandir closer and closer to what Srila Prabhupada expected and desired. The sum is about 11,000 rupees, which has to be given once a year on a particular day. And in this way, if we have different devotees sponsoring all the 365 days from around the world, including different parts of India, that would be certainly a great relief. So then the devotees at Krishna Balaram Mandir can focus their energies on providing nice services, spiritual services, services for accommodation and other things, prasadam, etc., to visiting devotees, so that they can go back recharged, surcharged with spiritual feelings. Gaur Sundar Prabhu is here. Please, he has certain forms available with him. Those of you who wish to help and offer some seva, the forms are available here. He will remain here. Unfortunately, I will not be able to participate in the satsang because services require me to be back in the temple very shortly. But Gaur Sundar Prabhu will remain here. He has certain forms which you may be kind enough to fill up, and he will explain other details to you. The form also, can you show one form? It explains various aspects about this seva and how you can spiritually benefit by serving Srila Prabhupada's home, Lord Krishna's home. And other details also will be explained to you by Gaur Sundar Prabhu, and also I will be available in the course of the day when you come back to Krishna Balaram Mandir for any inquiries. Generally, I do not like making sales pitch for, it's not my strong point, but this is ultimately transcendental because it's for the service of Srila Prabhupada's home, which was so dear to him. And this will be of such great value, we cannot imagine the kind of benefit that your contributions will make for the whole ISKCON world is beyond our imagination. It is not just a matter of some Lakshmi, some money, but what that Lakshmi can do for the whole ISKCON movement as a whole and for the spiritualization of the whole world is something that is beyond our imagination. So I do not want to take more time between you and the wonderful Krishna Katha that His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj is about to give you. So I will just leave the floor open if any of you have any suggestions or comments. You are of course always welcome to come and see me or any of the other devotees who are serving here with any suggestions or comments about how we can serve all of you and the rest of ISKCON better and better. Thank you very much. Do any of you have any questions or comments? Yes, please. Is there a mic that can be given? There is a mic coming down here. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. The question is that can we give a part of the amount? Yes, certainly. If it is possible, you can have a group of a few devotees who contribute and jointly sponsor one day in Vrindavan. That is also possible. And this group can nominate one person who can represent the group. And in the name of all the devotees in the group, we can offer to Krishna Balaram and Sri Sri Radha Shyam Sundar and Gaur Nitai and Srila Prabhupada their services. So that is also quite possible, can be done. Thank you very much for your patience, for your kind attention. I also want to thank His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj for giving me the opportunity to come here and address all of you for this purpose. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Shri Shri Krishna Balaram Mandir ki jai, Gau Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavallabha Girivaradari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavallabha Girivaradari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavallabha Girivaradari Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Jamuna Thira Panachari Jamuna Thira Panachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavallabha Girivaradari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavallabha Girivaradari Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Jamuna Thira Panachari Jamuna Thira Panachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavallabha Girivaradari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavallabha Girivaradari Giridharadhari. Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavallabha Giridharadhari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavallabha Giridharadhari. Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavallabha Giridharadhari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanavallabha Giridharadhari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today is the last day of our Yatra. On the request of devotees, we have come to this place. It is very unknown part of Vrindavan, this particular temple. It is not to be found in any of the parikrama books. We only are aware of these deities, Shri Radha Gopijanavallabha, due to the mercy they have personally bestowed upon myself. Yesterday, devotees had a vote, and by the democratic process, the conclusion was that we come here today. We understand Krishna by the grace of Krishna's devotees. We cannot approach Krishna directly. It is by his own sweet will that he has arranged it in this way. Krishna wants to give credit to his devotees. He wants to bestow his mercy through his devotees. It is only through the mercy of the Vaishnavas that we can understand what is Krishna, what is the holy name, what is Vrindavan, what is the purpose of life beyond just greed and egoism. I would like to briefly narrate a few personal encounters in my life in relationship to Shri Radha Gopijanavallabha. With your permission. In 1971, I was a devotee of Lord Shiva. I was traveling from the area of Pashupatinath to Amarnath for a pilgrimage in the month of August. Very crowded third-class train. Didn't sit down for about 40 hours. Finally, the train stopped. And I just wanted somehow or other to move. So I crawled over people's heads and somehow just pulled myself out the window just to breathe and to move. Because I had these attachments. The train started moving. And I tried to get back in, but it was so very crowded that no window could even fit a human being inside. This is demigods playing kettle drums. So the train left and I was in this unknown place. I asked a sadhu on the railway platform, where is this? He said, this is Mathura. Today is Janmashtami. So he took me to Janmashtami, where I spent the whole day. It was very crowded and very joyful, although I really didn't know who is Krishna or what is Krishna so much. And then at midnight everyone went to Dwarkadish temple and bathed in Vishwangat. So I was thinking, actually that night I stayed. Although I was in Mathura, I stayed in the temple of Lord Shiva with a Babaji named Shivananda. And I was thinking I will go to Vrindavan for about 3 days. Then I will go to Amarnath. So I started walking down the road. And a bus saw me on the road between Vrindavan and Mathura, just near fields, had to stop and pick me up. Said I didn't have to pay anything. So I went on the bus. And then I arrived and I just asked someone, is there a river here? Jamuna, because I knew there was Jamuna. So they pointed, so I was just walking toward Jamuna. Because that was my tradition. Where at whatever holy place, I would just go to whatever holy river was there and just sleep under a tree and do meditation. So as I was walking, one Vrijbasi approached me and said to me, "Oh, you have come from foreign land," because foreigners were very rare at that time. There was no ISKCON here at that time. Said, "You have come to Krishna's home, and we are Krishna's family. You are our guest. Let me give you some food." So he took me to some Vrijbasi's house and had prasad, nice prasad. And then he said, "Where are you staying?" I said, "On the river." He said, "No." He took me to an ashram of one blind sadhu. And I met him and he said, "Let him stay here." He said, "Yes." But still I went to the Jamuna. So on the third day, when I was going to leave in the morning for Mathura to the railway station, I woke up with typhoid fever. So I was very, very sick. And some of Srila Prabhupada's godbrothers were very kind to me. And after I was in this Ramakrishna Charitable Hospital for about 2 weeks, laying in a room with 40 dying people, they gave me shelter in one Gaudiya Math for some time. And I was studying there. The doctor told me I had to wait at least 2 months before I could travel, or I would die, because my body was so weak and emaciated from the way I was living. By the end of the 2 months, I came to the conclusion that of all the theologies, philosophies, religions, and spiritual paths that I have experienced, there is nothing higher, there is nothing sweeter, there's nothing more beautiful than the religion of Vrindavan, devotion to Sri Sri Radharani and Lord Krishna. So I decided to spend the rest of my life in Vrindavan and never leave. So after some time, I was living on bank of Jamuna, sometimes going to Govardhan, Nandagaon, Barsana, and various places. I would usually sleep under trees near Chirkat here in Vrindavan. We would go to Mangal Arati whenever in Vrindavan at Radharaman temple, and then Radhavallabha temple, then go to a Mangal Arati in Sevakunj, and Banki Bihari gets up quite late. Sometimes to Radha Damodar temple. So what happened to some sadhu, one very nice sadhu, he got to know me. I would go every night, he, a few sadhus, and myself, we would go around Vrindavan Parikrama. We did this every night for the whole month of Kartik. We would just sing bhajans on the bank of Jamuna. One of the sadhus was a musical godbrother of Ravi Shankar. He played sitar, but he considered Ravi Shankar to be somewhat in Maya because he played ragas without Krishna's names. He would play ragas and only chant Krishna's names when he'd play. So we'd sit, he was a fantastic sitar. We would sit on the bank of Jamuna and just chant, and he would play. Just about 3, 4, 5 of us. And then we would go around Vrindavan every night in the moonlight, when there was a moon. And one of these nice sadhus told me, I want you to meet a very, very, very simple and pure soul. When you meet him, you will understand what is bhakti. So I thought he was going to bring me to some nice temple. He took me in the Radhanath temple area, down this very isolated little alleyway where there was an open sewer gutter just flowing like anything, black sewage, and had to step over that sewage gutter to get in the door. And it was someone's house. Very, very simple house, small house. And a family was living in that house. And they're always making noises and everything. And in a hallway, in one of the hallways of their house, there was a closet. Family was always passing, walking through that hallway. Kind of an open hallway. And in that closet were the deities of Sri Radha Gopijanavallabha. And then he introduced me to the pujari. His name was Ganasham. And how gracious and how kind he was. He had such pure love and devotion to the deities. I was told that many years before, when he was a young man, he came from a very wealthy family. His father, mother, all the family members, they came on a pilgrimage to Vrindavan. They spent a few days. And what the Dham of Vrindavan did to his heart was something wonderful. He became so deeply attached to Vrindavan just by being here. He became completely detached from everything in life. He saw no other purpose or meaning to existence except surrendering to Sri Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. So when it was time to go, he said, I will stay here. I will not leave. So his parents thought this is ridiculous. Not leave. So they said, all right, you come a little later. So they went back. The parents came back again and said, no, you must come. He said, no, I will not leave you. So they told him, we will take away all your property, all your money, everything, unless you come back. We will not in any way support your being here. He considered the only real treasure and wealth in life his residence in Vrindavan in the service of Radha and Krishna. So they left. From a very wealthy family, he was in total poverty. In summer, which is very hot. In the winter, which is extremely cold. He would just sleep in the dust of Vrindavan, underground, in various places. He would go and do some madhukari and get some roti. At that time, Vrindavan was a very, very quiet place. He hardly knew anyone. He would just be immersed in chanting the holy names and praying. One day, he was just sitting in the dust all day long, just chanting the holy names. And you know what his deity was? The name of Radharani. In the Sanskrit alphabet, he just wrote Sri Radha in the dust with his finger. And he would just worship that. And then at the end of the day, he would erase it so that nobody would step on it. So when he erased, he saw some gold. He rubbed the ground and he felt something there and he started digging in a little and there was a piece of gold. So he was thinking, what is this? So he dug into the ground and what he found was something extraordinary. It was the top of the head of Srimati Radharani's deity. And next to her, underground, was a beautiful blackish deity of Lord Krishna. And it was written underneath him, Radha Gopijanavallabha. So he had these deities. These deities you see, they're quite big deities. He had absolutely not one paisa. He only had one torn up set of clothes. He had no residence. And here is self-manifesting deities of Radha Gopijanavallabha. So he felt that they have somehow put themselves under my care. I cannot leave them. So he would just sit there with them and just chant. And sometimes people would come by and give some madhukari. He couldn't go to homes because he can't just leave the deities in a field. He was worshipping them literally under a tree, even in the rainy season, just under a tree. And people would sometimes come by and give some roti and he would offer it. This went on for some time. And this particular family of Brijavasis, they saw his genuine and sincere devotion. So they said, you can put your deities in the closet of our house, near our hallway. Those deities remained there for about the next 50 years. And he worshipped them there. This is where we met him. He would never leave the deities. He would just only one time of the day, he would go to the Jamuna, because he had no one to help him. He would go to the Jamuna to collect water, to bring back, he would bathe in Jamuna and then bring a bucket of water back to bathe the deities. Now when I met him, he was an old man, perhaps in his 80s. And he had a certain mood about him. It was that he was the most fallen, insignificant servant of Gopijanavallabha. most unqualified, and that anyone who came to that temple, and very few people ever came, but anybody who would come into that little temple, he would consider that that was Gopijanavallabha's very special guest, Gopijanavallabha's friend that was personally invited. And he would give his life, his soul, his everything to serve anybody who came. He was one of the simplest people I ever met. He was really living in poverty. You know where he slept for that 50 or 60 years? He slept in the hallway. People would the family would just walk by, practically stepping over him. He didn't even, the deities were in a tiny little closet. Near that closet was a much tinier closet where just whatever the deity's belongings were was in there. And he just slept in the hallway, on the floor. So I started coming there at about 9 o'clock every morning. After about 5 different Mangal artis that I would attend, I would go to Gopijanavallabha temple. And one day, I just went there because I wanted to just be with Ganesha. So one day he told me, come today at noon and I will give you prasad. So I was thinking, how can I refuse this? So I came at noon and he gave me, all he had was 3 rotis, nothing else. 3 rotis. So he said, you come every day. You must come. He said, you must come every day. Gopijanavallabha and Radharani want you to come every day to take prasad with them. So after about 3 days, this one sadhu that brought me to his house, he told me, do you know that Ganesham has not eaten anything for 4 days? I said, why? He said, because you're eating all his rotis. He said, Ganesham doesn't go out to beg really. He can't go far. One house, there's 3 little houses right in that area. Each one cook 1 roti. And he goes to those 3 houses every day to get 1 roti from each house, and he brings it. That's all he has. He offers them to Gopijanavallabha. So he said, he's giving you all of his food. So I came the next day, and he just put down the rotis in front of me. And I said, Ganesham, these are your rotis. He said, no, these are your rotis. I said, I already had prasad. He said, doesn't matter. Gopijanavallabha wants you to eat these rotis. I said, no, I don't want these rotis. He says, you must. He spoke nice English because he was coming from an educated family. I said, Ganesham, I have been told that you haven't eaten in 4 days because I'm eating all of your prasad. He said, no, who has told you this? This is not true. I am eating so much. Gopijanavallabha is giving me everything I need. Now you eat these rotis, please. I said, Ganesham, I'm not going to eat these rotis because they're your rotis. Literally, he began to weep and tremble with folded palms, begging me to eat the rotis. I said, Ganesham, unless you show me that there's more rotis in your house, I'm not going to eat these. He said, I have so many rotis in this house. He said, Gopijanavallabha is his consort is Sri Radharani. She is the supreme goddess of fortune. You don't think there's any rotis in her house? I said, Ganesham, show me the rotis. He said, no need to show you. No need. They are here. You just take this prasad. He became so concerned. I said, Ganesham, I know that there are 12 places in Vrindavan that give Madhukari to sadhus at a particular time of the day. In those days, every sadhu knew where to go at what time to get free rotis. That was the first thing sadhus learn when they come to Vrindavan, what the time schedule of roti distribution is in different temples. So I said, I can go anywhere. You're here, you're starving. He said, no need. You take these rotis. He started crying and pleading and praying to me. I understood if I didn't eat his rotis, I would break his heart. So I was praying to Gopijanavallabha, what should I do? Break his heart or starve his body? He would not let me leave without eating the rotis. But I never came back at 12 o'clock. He would always be inviting me. The next day, he didn't eat the rotis at 12 o'clock. He saved them, knowing that I would come at 9 o'clock the next day. But we had a big fight. And I refused to eat his rotis. This was his selfless service attitude. He was so old and so thin. One day I saw him walking with this bucket of water to bathe Gopijanavallabha. And from the Jamuna, he would walk about 3 steps, then he'd have to put it down and rest. Then he'd pick it up strenuously, 3 steps, put it down to rest. At the time, I was only 20 years old. So I took the bucket from him. I said, I will carry it to the temple. He would not let go. He said, no need, no need, no need. I said, Ganesham, let me carry it for you. I can carry it in 3 minutes. It takes you half hour. I'm young. He said, yes, you are young, so you should enjoy. But I am old man. I am just a servant. My life is sacrifice. He said, you are Gopijanavallabha's friend. You should not have to work for him. But I am just his fallen servant. It is my duty to serve him. He would not give me that bucket. I was walking alongside him for about 20 minutes, and we were having tug of wars. He would not give me the bucket. And then finally, he began to cry. And with a choked up voice, he said, this service I have to Gopijanavallabha is all I have in life. Please, please do not take it away from me. I never tried to take that bucket away from him again. One day, I happened to be there, and it was some festival. So some Vrijabasi brought him a cup of sweet rice to offer to Gopijanavallabha. Now please, don't imitate the spontaneous love of the Vrijabasis or the residents of Vrindavan. But you can hear to understand its nature. He was just eating 2-3 rotis a day for how many years? And here was a small pot of sweet rice in a clay cup that was brought. The way he offered it to the deities is he sat me down in the little hallway in front of the closet. He put the spoon, one spoon in the cup, and put it right to Gopijanavallabha's mouth and said a little prayer. Then he put it to Sri Radharani's mouth and said a little prayer. Then he came to me, because it's only a few feet from the deities and where I was sitting. He came to me and told me, open your mouth and put your head back. And I opened my mouth and put my head back, and he just poured the sweet rice from the spoon in my mouth. And this is how he offered the entire pot of sweet rice. He just kept doing it, spoon by spoon. Gopijanavallabha's mouth, Sri Radharani's mouth, then he just tossed it in my mouth. I said, Ganesham, save some for yourself. He said, no need, no need. And then with folded palms and tears in his eyes, he said, you are Gopijanavallabha's friend. You are Gopijanavallabha's friend. I am only his insignificant servant. One time in the month of January, I happened to come by to visit him in the nighttime. So, Ganesham and I were chanting together. Whenever I went, I would come at all different times of the day sometimes just to visit him. And whenever I would come, he was never idle. He was never sitting or sleeping. He was always doing seva. I'd come and he'd be fanning the deities. He'd just be standing there fanning and singing songs. Another time I'd come and he had some sandalwood pulp and he would just be putting chandan, grinding it. But most of the time, 90% of the times when I'd come, he'd just be sitting alone with a harmonium and just singing beautiful songs for Gopijanavallabha. He was always busy doing some seva, little seva. Sometimes he would be puja, doing offerings and artis. Sometimes he would be dressing them. So this night I came and we were singing nice kirtan together. In this old broken down little house in a hallway.